Hello and welcome to another episode of Ankle Sore and our review of round 7. So, if you're enjoying the channel, go ahead and hit the like button, and if you're not already subscribed, hit that button too. We are building a nice little community and would love for all you to become part of it. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you can get an alert when a new episode drops.
We're doing well with the subscriber count up.
We are, but before that, where is he?
Yep, someone's missing.
He'll be back with us tomorrow for our next round preview. So
round 8 preview. I can't even speak.
And I'm sure he'll come in for our club corner, our North Club corner. Should be an interesting one.
Yeah, should be.
But yes, going back to what you were saying, we're doing really
we're
subscribers.
Doing well.
And
thanks to everyone out there for subscribing and telling your friends and getting it out there to everyone, because
much appreciated.
That helps us. The more time and effort we can put into it, the more videos you get.
Yeah, I agree, and we enjoy making them. Like
we love them. We love them.
We have a good time. All right, let's get into it. Thursday, MCG 7:30, Melbourne 12-11-83, Tigers 9-9-63, 20-point win. Don't know what to make of that game. Wasn't anything spectacular to watch.
No, I didn't think it was great. You know where Richmond are at. Everyone knows where Richmond are at. Melbourne, 20 points? Like, I don't know. They didn't excite me. Like, last week was one thing against Freo. Didn't excite me this week.
I don't know. It was one of those games where I thought they weren't going to lose. I didn't think they were going to whack them, but I think they were going to lose. I didn't think they were going to lose.
They only had like a 10-minute period where they put 4 or 5 goals on Richmond. That was it.
Yep. Got that arm's length.
Where are they? I don't know, Melbourne. Like, again, Gone was best on ground. Petrarca was second best on ground. Oliver was fantastic. It's like, mate, it's the same old. Now, good on yous, but we've learnt with teams that just rely on 2 or 3 players what happens. Don't they eventually?
Against a good side?
Yeah.
You're going to get done. Yeah. You're going to get done. But look, again, going to Richmond, mate, you can't have a crack at any, whether they win or lose.
I love what they're doing. I love the way they go about it. The kids are giving everything.
Mate, they have a red-hot crack.
I mean, and not just the kids, right? You got to commend the older blokes for sticking around and having a crack. Lynch, Vlosten, Broad,
Short,
Taranto,
Short,
Hopper. Yeah, Short.
Mate,
they're Nankervis. Like, they can only do so much, right?
But what I can see too, even on field, if you watch a lot of their games, even on field, you can see how they're telling the young guys, "You go there." They're really trying to nurture and helping them. Yeah. And look, hard to call it yet, but Adam Ruse looks like he knows what's going on and what he's doing.
He's at least simplified the game plan for Richmond.
Smart.
Get it forward. Just use the open man. There's no structure. This isn't a time to get.
Don't worry
smart.
about that stuff yet.
Nah, not yet.
Give them a year or two together.
Exactly.
Look, in 2-3 years' time, when I say look out, I'm not saying they're going to win the flag, but look out, they'll be back.
Yeah. Well, again, they've got another 5 first-round draft picks next year. Or this year.
But you know what it is? Their intensity for a young group. Like you said, you've got the old guys.
Which is important. You know that these days, right? Anyone that brings intensities in any game. I don't care who you are. No intensity, you're no chance.
Smashed.
It's been shown this year.
I don't know what to make of Melbourne. I really don't. I don't think they're going anywhere.
They excite me. I think bottom 6, easily.
Yeah.
They won't scare any of the top sides, and that's it.
No, that's it. Yeah, I agree. There's not much else to say. Like I said, that game was Friday, 3:20, so the big Anzac Day clash. We had Collingwood 16-11-107, Essendon 10-6-66. So 27 shots to 16. In the end, it was a pretty comprehensive win by the Pies.
I thought they smashed them. Like, I thought all day they were on top early. Essendon had a bit of a run where they actually might have even got in front, I think, or close to. Again, left to too few. Merritt.
Oh, they got the Durham has a crack.
I was going to say Durham. You took the words out of my mouth. I couldn't spit it out. Peter Wright was actually okay. He was good the week before.
Oh, then once it started raining pretty badly,
it was tough.
He was never going to be able to get his hands on it. So I know they're going to miss Draper and so forth and Nick Bryan, but that wasn't the reason.
Hard.
No, because that day, it started raining at one stage. It was slippery. It was.
But why does Pendlebury, Dakai, both of them, and still Sidebottom, they don't fumble, even in the wet?
But one, they're smaller. I'm not making this.
No, just in general.
No, because they're class acts.
So we've had this discussion for years where I've said, give me a fat, slow Greg Williams as opposed to an athlete, right?
100%.
Give me a footballer any day of the week.
Knows how to handle the footy, mate. Knows what to do with it when he gets
But
it.
they know where to go. They're ahead of the
Yeah.
play. Greg Williams was slow. I could beat him crawling, right, in
Correct.
a race. Or maybe not crawling, but you get my point. And but he knew to be a kick ahead because he knew where he was going every time.
You're talking about...
So still sideline. Great brain. Pendlebury is a genius.
So what you're saying is their football IQ
Yeah,
is ahead
IQ
of...
is
That's the difference.
huge. Even Dacos, right? I heard a story on the radio that before he even played the game, it was pre-season 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and they'll do a match sim, right? This is Collingwood match sim,
Yeah.
and they stopped, and McRae was there, and Pendlebury was there, and so on, and Dacos was pointing out things, and Craig McRae looked at Pendlebury and said, "That's better than what I would have done."
That's unbelievable.
This kid hasn't played the game yet, right?
So I
when,
didn't know that.
So when you I only heard it a couple of days ago. So when you say Will Ashcroft,
Nah, I was stupid. I was
what were you thinking?
I was thinking. I lost my mind.
No, you've lost your mind.
I lost my mind for a second. I must have had too much Gatorade.
I told you when you said it. I said no. I said to Ange, I said, "Let's call the doctor." No,
Yeah, I
this-
remember.
you're real. So,
But the other thing, no more, no worries, mate. Up back, no problem. They just...
but they don't have a problem. 3 weeks ago they missed.
But everyone says, "Oh, Moore's not playing." It doesn't matter,
Nah, doesn't matter. They're too structured. They're too smart.
mate. Jeremy Howe.
Yeah,
Smart.
But they're all stars. Crisp hasn't missed the game. Let's mention him. He equaled Jim Steins' record.
We don't
He's going to
know what
break it
but yeah,
next
of course
week.
he's going to break it.
He's He's probably the greatest pickup. He was a steak knives in
Yes.
the deal. Didn't they get? They got something. They got a high. Was it Dane Beams?
Might have been. It
They
might
got
have been.
Dane Beams,
It might have been. Don't quote me,
and
but
they
you're
got
right.
Chris. But Chris was just
Yeah, just
take
throw him.
him.
Throw him in.
Mate,
He's a gun, mate.
he's
How
a
good's his
stalwart.
disposal?
Yeah,
How good's his composure?
He's
Mate.
like I mentioned today when we were watching the Carlton Geelong game. George Hewitt doesn't play a bad
No,
game.
doesn't play a bad game. I agree with
Does
that.
not play a bad game.
You know what you're going to get every week.
Every week.
So the Pies, again, like I said, did the job, but I think the scoreline, you're saying they smashed them all day. I think they smashed them in the last quarter and they flattered them a little
You
bit.
reckon?
They were in control. I agree. They were in control. You're right. They were in control. But what I'm saying is, I looked at it and go, geez, they won by 7 goals in the end, pretty much.
But that was about right. That
Probably, when you look at it.
yeah. At the start of the day, we thought it was going to be about 5 to 7 goals.
Yeah, everyone did say that.
And it's
Okay,
it's
so
turned out
if
that
it's
way.
dry, do it, they win by more.
yeah, oh yeah.
And the other thing, what do you make of Essendon? So where are they?
They're building
Middle of the road?
Yeah, 10 to 14. But that's not a bad thing.
Ladder position.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not a
that's
bad
about
thing
right.
because they're building. A lot of young kids are bringing through.
10 to
so-
14 sounds right.
Yeah, that's about right. I'm going to say something later on because it involves a few coaches. But anyway, we'll move on to the next game.
Yeah. Well, that's enough on that one. So Friday, 8:10, Optus Stadium. Fremantle, 12-13-85. Adelaide again, 9-13-67. For a team that everyone thinks that big score is, again, pretty low score. And I'll accept the apology from you. I think the other bloke tipped Freo. Yes, he did, because I talked him into it, I think. Yeah. But you said, no. Again.
Because they're my Crows, mate. They're my Crows.
Mate.
That's why.
They're struggling all of a sudden.
Yeah, I don't know. What's Thilthorpe's injured again.
Are they getting found out a little bit?
Don't know if they're getting found out, but I think they got that good start, and now they've gone like, okay, let's calm down. No, there's no calming down. You win games because you're doing that.
At the start, they're going a million miles an hour. Like,
Yeah,
you're right.
and that's
but all of
what-
a sudden, the way they, I know, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're a bit more controlled in the way they play now.
Yeah, because they copped a couple of scores against them. Like Essendon kicked 100 and lost. Someone else kicked 100 and lost. I think it was Fri Apr or close.
We kicked like
not
90
Fri
odd.
Apr. North kicked 90 odd against them. I mean, so they've gone too hard the other way defence wise, which is, mate, the Malcolm Blight theory. They'll kick 20, we'll kick 23.
21. Yeah.
Like, who cares?
But also, what I'm saying, Freo and Perth are a different proposition, mate. It's
They
simple
are.
as that.
They are, but they still don't excite me. I mean,
It's a
3
comfortable
goals.
win in the end. They had them. They were winning by more than that at one stage. If I'm not, yeah, they were. They actually had them. They had the game sewn up earlier than that.
Yeah, I'm not convinced on Free.
That's fair.
I'm
That's
not
a fair point.
I'm not convinced.
Because you can't really trust them away from home. Well, they lost to Melbourne, let's be honest.
Oh, yeah, they're going to lose to a lot of teams away from home.
But it's the usual suspects there. But There's other blokes on the outside there that do. I know you're not a fan of Frederick, but I reckon he's good. He does when they're playing Perth for some reason. He goes to the next level.
How's the ball get there? If it's not for Sarong and Brayshaw,
Sarong, Brayshaw,
and Hayden Young,
and then you got like we always speak about Ryan off halfback as well.
I mean, look, they're missing Luke Jackson, which is massive because Sean Darcy, I don't know how he continues to play football.
Well, he's got to play, mate.
I know he was actually okay the other night, but how he gets.
And
anyway.
let's be honest, they're forward-line Tracy and a miss. I mean, Tracy especially.
No, a miss is just a play.
He's okay.
Tracy's good.
Mate,
Tracy's
good lead out, good kick.
Yeah, he's a good, strong mark. But
I'm not sure about Adelaide, mate. I'm not sure about Adelaide.
Yeah, fair enough.
They could not make the 8, no problem.
Oh, don't say that.
No, they cannot make the 8.
I want them to make the 8.
Fair enough.
I like the way they play.
They need to get back to what they were doing early in the season.
They need to win next week, which we'll talk about tomorrow. That's a big game.
Interesting. All right. Saturday, Marvel Stadium, 1:20 p.m. Thank God I wasn't home to watch this one. St Kilda 11-7-73 got whacked by Brisbane 17-16, 118. So 45 points. And on top of that, it was 15 more scoring shots. My dear.
They're lucky they kicked bad. They should have lost this by 70 points.
So you would have seen most of this game, I assume.
Yeah,
I did see bits and pieces. I didn't watch the whole game. So
I watched most of it. When are St Kilda going to just say the rebuild starts now? That means getting rid of Ross Lyon too. Because his game plan is...
Correct me if I'm wrong. 3 weeks ago, going bananas. Now I'm on the wagon.
No, I'm on the wagon because they were playing good footy. But now they've gone back to, again, I said it last year, right? I said they won the first 4 games or whatever. Was it last year or the year before?
Yeah, they fall away. I don't...
Right? Because he gets settled. Okay, boys, yep, that's great that you scored 90 points or 100 points. Now we're doing this. Now we're going defensive. Now, just the way they play, so, you know, they kick out from fullback, right? So when the team, and they kick 16 behinds, Brisbane, right?
Yeah.
So they'll kick out from fullback, St Kilda. They'll kick it 20 metres that way, and then they'll stop. There's no dare whatsoever, right?
But I'll say this, and I know he hasn't played for a while, but they miss Leo King. You know what I'm talking about? King. Yeah, they do. No, they do.
So what's he done in the last 3 years?
No, I know, but he's still a target.
Okay, he's a target. So that's it. So that means you don't play football.
Of course, but what
so
I'm
one
saying,
player's out. That's it. Shut it all down. Yeah?
But
so why are they doing this? Why is it Ross Lyon? It's got to be.
I think he chops and changes in the way he wants them to play, and I reckon that doesn't help their cause because like sometimes you see they go real defensive, right?
All right.
And they kick 70 and they try and make the opposition kick 60. And then there's sometimes where you go, geez, St Kilda kicked 110. So why are they changing the way they play?
Exactly. So also explain to me why you... there's only another coach that did this last year, Michael Voss, when he subbed Kennedy off in the final. Why would you sub a player off in the second quarter, early second quarter?
Was it tactical or was there injury?
Tactical.
Second quarter?
Yeah. You didn't see it. So, no. Yeah, Garcia, he subbed him off and bought...
he's good.
Yeah, he shows a bit. But... he bought, what's his name? Bloody Jones. Zach Jones.
Oh, yeah, no.
Right? Was he going to change the game?
No.
So what are you doing, taking a kid off to play a 30-year-old?
Let the kid play.
Explain that. That's ultra panic. That's just like, we got it wrong. Why are you taking Hugh McCluggage and not Lachie Neale?
Oh, that's mind-blowing. Yes.
30 touches plus and 3 goals.
And also, going back to let the kid play. Let the kid play.
I know. But that's his problem. I mean, these older coaches, and we've spoken about this. They panic. They go back to default mode, which is, I'll play the older guys, play the experienced guys. Doesn't always work that way. Yeah, of course, you're going to have experienced players, but come on.
I agree.
Ross Lyon's going to go. I'm sorry. He's going to go.
Maybe.
They're going nowhere.
I agree.
Okay, he's been there for 3 years. They're going nowhere.
No, it's just same.
So what's the point?
Yeah.
So time to go right now.
It's time to move.
It's over.
He's not going till the end of the year, I reckon.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But what's that going to achieve? Do it now. Start. And then looking for a coach.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, that's my thought.
But Brisbane just did what they had to do, really, and
we knew they were going to smack him.
We did say that. So.
Again, lucky they kicked in.
Because they could have won that by
accurately.
70 or 80.
Oh, mate, they should have. But after last week's loss, Brisbane, they weren't coming to Melbourne.
They were seething, I know.
Breathing fire.
I know. Yeah, breathing fire, am I saying?
Oh, next game.
Adelaide Oval, 4:15 Saturday. Port Adelaide 14-13-97. Defeated North 13-10-88.
Okay, you're going to have your say in Club Corner tomorrow. Okay. So I'll take this one.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to... Is it called an editorial? Or is it called a statement? Or is it... What's it called when you...
Yeah, something
look
statement,
down
maybe.
okay. Caro's arrow?
Yeah, something like that.
I'm gonna say something here that the North Melbourne captain, Jai Simpkin, is the worst captain in the AFL.
Perhaps.
Not based on yesterday. That didn't help. But North Melbourne, if you want to get ahead in this sport, and I said it last year, Harry Sheezel should have been captain this year.
I'm not sure about that. But anyway,
why?
I've changed my mind a little bit.
Why?
He'd be okay.
2 years ago, he signed for 7 years.
You know, that's fair.
He committed to the club.
He did.
Okay.
Yep.
I can almost guarantee Jai Simpkin will not be part of your next premiership.
What
if
about,
there is a premiership.
why can't George be captain?
Nah, forget about it. Don't worry about George. Mate, Harry Sheezel was a model citizen.
He is a model citizen.
Okay?
Yep.
You need him, right?
To run the show.
He doesn't miss games. He hasn't played a bad game. Yes, he's been a bit, right, because he's played in the midfield. But yesterday he was back to his best at half back. Jai Simpkin, I don't know. There's captains and there's captains, right? Now, number one, I don't think you're a great footballer to start with.
No,
but that doesn't count. I don't care about that. But when you're captain, you don't give away free kicks.
Nah, too many undisciplined acts.
You don't want to do things on your own. When you've got players streaming past and the game's in the balance,
try and break tackles.
You want to kick the winning goal. You want to. That's not a captain, buddy.
Yeah, you got
Okay.
to. You've got to. I agree with you there. Yes.
Am I right?
Yep,
Okay.
Yep.
Now, he rivals another captain of the AFL of being the worst. I think he's the worst, along with Jack Steele from St Kilda.
Okay,
right?
well, we're obviously not going to.
No, well, I just think they're shocking, selfish players, and they don't help the team. They don't help the club. Maybe the club they help, but mate, it's on field. Don't worry about what they do.
Saying that.
I apologise.
Saying that. What about Nick Larkey yesterday?
Best kick in the world.
Probably cost them the football match.
Yeah, we'll save that for Club Corner.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Yeah, I'm asking you questions.
North were pretty good yesterday.
They were. What about it? What about number 9?
Who's number 9? You have to say his name.
The $1 Million Man.
$1 Million. Yeah. LDU.
Correct.
You don't want to say his name.
Nah, not really.
I thought he was okay. I know what you're going to say. You get angry because you dislike him because he gets paid so much money. You want him to be the best player every week, right? I understand that.
He's not the best player any week.
I understand that. Now, don't worry about him. North were pretty good yesterday.
Yeah,
right?
they were. They were.
I thought
Could have won it in the end.
Yeah, I thought they were going to win it because I was just streaming forward. But again, let's go back to the Simpkin thing. He's not the only reason why North lost.
No.
But I spoke to you off air about it. Trish and Cherry, mate, these hack kicks.
Yeah.
You're not Max Gone, mate. Just get it and
Do the simple
distribute. Distribute to the on-ballers, right?
Yeah, but what about these blokes like Tucker didn't get a possession? You're playing with one less, mate.
But he got subbed off eventually.
Too late.
But
Too late.
I get that. I get that. Too late. And this is the other thing I was speaking about off air. Like, Alistair Clarkson, mate. What are you doing dropping? Okay, Logue, fair enough, and Core, they haven't been great. But Charlie Combin's one of the better intercept
Yeah, I agree.
marks in the AFL.
Yeah, no, he's good like that.
He's not good playing one-on-one.
No, you just let him float.
Okay, so that requires you to have another tall defender.
Yeah, I would have had Core in there. I would have kept Core.
Either or, it doesn't matter. But just structure-wise...
But you mentioned another thing. Well, we're not going to talk too much about North. Two things on
Yeah,
my
we're
left.
not.
Griffin Logue,
Yep.
play forward. That's not a bad call.
Yeah, I said he should play forward because when they got him from Fri Apr,
He was playing forward at times, back and both.
He's strong. He's a lovely kicker of the football, and he doesn't have to have that burst speed, you
and
know, as a
pressure
backman.
on him.
Exactly.
Maybe he plays better with that less pressure.
Because Jack Darling, let's be honest, first 3 weeks were fantastic. Hasn't really had a touch.
Yeah, dropped off.
And we knew that was going to happen, but
And he might come back again and have 3 good weeks.
maybe. But give him a rest. He's a bit older. Swap him with Logue and see what Logue can
happens.
do. You know, you might find a forward there.
And the last thing on this game,
Yep.
MRO, Paul Curtis, 3 weeks for a tackle.
Okay, can I say my bit? You'll have your say tomorrow.
I'm not saying a word. I'm just asking you about it.
AFL, do me a favour. This is the AFL bashing segment, like we like to do, and they earn it. Right?
Yeah, they
Let's
earn
be
it.
honest.
Yeah, they earn it, my oath.
So Paul Curtis got 3 weeks for a tackle, all right? Because the guy got concussed. Whatever. It doesn't matter why. He got concussed. Okay, that's fine. do me a favour, AFL. Tomorrow, Monday, the 29th of April, change the rules. Okay? Now, the rules must state, I don't care if you flick someone in the nose, flick someone in the ear. If they get concussed 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's correct.
Come out and say it. Okay? Because I don't want a contentious, was it a tackle? Right? It doesn't matter. But this is what I'll say. That tackle was a football act.
Yeah,
right?
of course it was.
Accidents happen in football. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
They happen. So, mate, North Melbourne, take this to the tribunal and expose these idiots, right? But also say in that tribunal case, you need to change the rules, okay? If you want to give him 3 weeks, tell us why. Change the rules and tell us. If you get concussed, doesn't matter how. Doesn't matter if it's if you kick the ball into someone's head and they get concussed.
100%.
3 weeks.
Yep.
But change the goddamn rules, AFL, because I'm sick of it. Okay? This poor bloke, a football act. Again, football act. 7 times last year, Zach Butters punched someone and got a fine.
Correct.
7 times, AFL.
Is that unbelievable?
7 times? Come on.
That's
not a football act.
No. You just went, doesn't matter where you hit him.
It doesn't matter. But he got fined, so he must have done something, right?
Correct.
7 times.
100%.
Wake up to yourselves, AFL.
Yeah, this bloke misses
Delusional.
3 weeks for nothing. Incredible.
Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, I agree. No more. All right. Saturday, Manuka Oval, 7:35. So the night game, which was meant to be a beauty, but it was a bit of a fizzer in the end. GWS 12-9-81. Comprehensively beaten by the Bulldogs 17-11-113 again. So 32 points and, it could have been more maybe, but...
Well, it was. I think it got out to 40-something.
50, I think.
Yeah, close to that. And they gave him 3 goals. Let's be honest. Bontempelli 3/4 time, game was over, right?
Yeah.
So they not put it in the kit bag, but enough. They knew they were going to win.
Too much reliance on Hogan for me. Don't get me wrong, he's a gun, but there's too much reliance on him.
Where are their goals coming from? Suddenly they've dried up.
But when you think about it, where they're coming from, you got Hogan.
Yeah, I know.
Stringer, what a flop.
Flop so far, yeah.
Green, Toby.
Yeah.
And Riccardi.
I know. Yeah, but doesn't always work. Like,
but what I'm saying is they've got some firepower.
True, but their midfield was smashed last night.
Smashed, yeah.
Smashed. Bontempelli, you want to apologise again?
Oh, I said...
Every time he plays a good game, he should apologise.
I said it last week, mate.
He's a superstar, right?
Yeah, he is.
Mate, he's missed that much footy. He's almost
comes
best
back
on ground 2 weeks
Yeah,
in a
it's
row.
like, no, he hasn't missed a beat. No,
has not missed
the
a
other
beat.
bloke, Finn Callahan, I love him, you know that. But
Played all right last
He played
night.
all right, but there's a few kicks where he's just turned it over or kicked it to the wrong spot. So I don't know, but don't get me wrong.
You know what
like a star.
You know what it looks like, right? I'm not saying this is the case, but it looks like the older blokes, the Kellys and Himmelbergs, the ones that have been there for a few years.
Cullen Ward.
Yeah, he was a sub last night. Didn't have any influence, but it's like they're a bit tired. Even Toby Green to a point, like just tired as in just like, we've got to lift again, you know? Like, they've got some good kids, but they're just not gelling. They're just not gelling. But let's talk about the Bulldogs. Come on, seriously.
And just one more thing before we go to the Bulldogs. Cadman doesn't excite me. I know everyone goes...
No, I called him out a few weeks ago. Like, I just don't see anything special with him.
He's okay.
Yeah, but there's a lot of... But he's a number 1 pick.
Oh, that's what I mean, though.
If you're investing in a number 1... come on.
You want more than that.
Yeah, you want... And we're not saying to take the game by a scruff.
No.
Do something to excite us to go,
yeah, I agree.
Oh, this kid in a couple of years.
Totally.
Nothing have I seen of him.
But dog...
Just quickly, the Dogs, my God.
Yeah. Amazing. With the players they've had out, all the injuries, backs against the wall.
Yep.
You know, no one gave him a chance. Everyone's going, Luke Beveridge is finished.
He's turned it around. Now, just quickly, Fraser. Where'd they get him from?
Good player. Very good player.
He's not a star, but
very
they
good.
They called him last night.
Yes.
The Bontempelli.
Correct.
Because he's big, strong. They didn't say he's as good as him, but just the way he plays, right?
They call him the baby Bontempelli or something like that.
He just runs, he's strong, he's got good display.
He makes the right decisions too.
They're just like, even Harms, to bob up and kick 4 goals, right?
4 goals, Harms.
Now, I know he's not going to do that every week. We know that. We're not
doesn't matter.
But the fact that he drops Liam Jones, mate, you're not doing what we asked you. He puts Rory Lobb up forward, right? They get the job done.
I must say...
He's a fantastic coach. I
must say...
We potted him.
I was going to say... But you know what? This bloke's smart. They've got to re-sign him, I reckon.
They have to. I don't care what happens for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I agree.
The fact that he's done what he's done with his team
100%
is exceeding anything that we thought was going to happen. Yeah,
I agree.
Good on them, mate. I like watching them play.
Yeah, I
they're
must
exciting.
say. They're out there. They
you know what I was going to say?
run and gun.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was thinking about it today. They've got a good flow. Like the way they move the ball.
Run and gun, mate.
I like watching them.
So, next, we go to Sunday. Sunday, People First Stadium, 1:15. Gold Coast, 17-15, 117. Defeated Sydney, 12-7-79. Now, that was 38 points. You know, at one stage, Sydney were 20-odd points up. So, whenever, I'm not sure when it was.
The first quarter, it was 39 to 14 or something.
Yeah, so it was a 10-goal turnaround in that game. Yeah. But I thought, I'll be honest, I thought Sydney had them. But then the heat, I thought, Gold Coast more accustomed to this. Sydney may run out of legs, but Gold Coast just went bananas.
32 shots to 19.
And that's the other thing, yeah.
That's massive. Like, I even said to you at quarter time, I said, I'm ready to smack Gold Coast again tonight. No, and then the turnaround happened.
I tell you what.
They needed to do that, let's be honest, right? Because they lose that game, it's over. The season's over.
Yeah, I agree.
They've won 4 in a row. I don't care. That goes out the window, mate.
Sydney's lost its lust. You know, that lust, Sydney lust that everyone... They haven't got a lot. They haven't got... I mean, I know Warner...
There's no spark there anymore, is it?
Heaney still goes hard.
Yeah, he goes, but there's no spark. There's nothing
No, there's no Buddy Franklin. There's no...
Buddy Franklin?
You know what I mean? Like, someone to ignite them.
Well, Heaney and Warner ignited them last year, but they don't... It's too hard for them
Are they tied too?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, exactly. And we said it... Well, I tried to tell you in the grand final that 3 plays. You stop even 2 of them, it's over.
Gould and Heaney.
Mate, I don't care if the Lizard gets 40 touches. I don't care if Matt Roberts gets 100 touches. They won't win games.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, they said, Callum Mills is back. Who cares? Callum Mills, just a player, mate.
I suppose, yeah, no, I agree. I suppose you got to give Gold Coast credit, though. I know you're not a fan, whatever.
I'm not a fan when they lose stupid games like they lost last week.
Yeah, I know.
You know, like that's
but they've come out comprehensively, had a bad start and gone, no.
100%.
And Hardwick's gone, no more of this rubbish.
Yeah.
They've won that game by 6 goals after being 4 goals down, say no more.
I agree, mate. You got to give them all the credit in the world.
I think they'll play finals, I do.
Jeez, you wouldn't want to miss from here.
I think they'll make it. They'll win enough at home, but they've got to win a couple of ways.
If they miss from here, out of the AFL.
I wouldn't go that far, but...
Tasmania's coming and get rid of it. You can't have 19 teams. Someone's got to go.
Yeah, well...
Am I right?
That's an argument for another day.
It is.
Sunday, MCG, 320, Carlton, 14-10-94, defeated Geelong, 12-4-76. So, again, Carlton had more of the footy, more shots. I'm pretty sure they had a lot more clearances. Thoroughly deserved their 4 points. They were on Geelong's case all day, and Geelong couldn't stay with them.
Yeah, that's exactly... You're right. They were on Geelong's case. Got a decent lead. Looked a bit shaky in the last quarter, but they rallied and ended up winning.
Are you off to...
No, I mean, that's... Come on.
Not a good win.
Yeah.
Comprehensive, mate. In the end, could have won by 5
good win. Doesn't matter if it's 1 point. It's irrelevant.
That's right.
Won the game. That's all that matters, right? But what'd you ask me?
No, you're going to get off the bagging them.
It's one game, mate.
But I'll tell you one thing. They found a couple of kids there.
David Glasgow. I like to.
Yeah, what's his name?
Carroll.
Yeah, he's good.
Actually, I said in the one of the comments in Carlton Club Corner, Matt Carroll, and it's not Matt Carroll, it's Jack Carroll, or vice versa. So
and 38 is
Will White.
I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's got
some smarts.
Both sweeping left foots, which I like. But again, remember I was saying earlier in the season when I was losing those stupid games to Richmond, and I said you need to get some kids in. Like it's not
it's same.
You can't just play the same. It doesn't work. And no, I'll leave that for Carlton Club.
Harold Mackay.
Yeah, he was pretty good today.
Took some good marks when you needed him to.
Yeah.
Stemmed the tide, kicked a couple of goals.
Yeah, there was a moment in the last quarter where the pressure was on and didn't score. Remember I said...
Yeah, I know.
I said to you, he won't even score here. And what happened?
Yeah,
he didn't score. But anyway.
But he makes a difference, mate. You can say what you want.
Yeah, no. Look, they won the game they should have won. If they've got any ambitions to play finals, not top 4...
They need to back it up, though. They can't just win one and then lose the next 2 or 3.
100%. One game doesn't make a season, you know?
To me... And I'm just going to bring this up quickly. To me, Geelong look tired. I'm not saying this is an excuse. Good on Carlton.
No, you said it.
9-day break to 6-day break. It doesn't matter who the teams are. Yeah. I don't buy it.
Yeah. It
might not make a difference, but it can, mate. 3 days is 3 days, mate.
Yeah.
It's not 1 day or 2, 3.
And we sort of debunked why. Yeah, all right, Geelong played Monday and
A
Carlton
big game.
and Carlton play these
Under no pressure, not at Carlton.
But then
under the roof.
Yeah, then you said, well, it doesn't matter who they play because they still play Carlton. What happened, right? Yeah. But then your Ange said, well, they didn't have to play these two on Sunday. They could have played next week and played someone else.
Yeah.
Like whoever played, like Sunday played Geelong, just to give them a bit more.
Use your brains. It doesn't exist in this competition.
No. Yeah, so, again, the AFL.
But anyway, thoroughly deserved win, Carlton.
No, it was a deserved win.
So Sunday, 4:45 p.m. As we speak at Marvel Stadium, it's the halftime score. And we'll give you that in a minute, but we won't be covering this silly game. Hawthorn 1964, West Coast 4-5-29, beg your pardon. So it's a 35-point lead to the Hawks. Look.
You can almost triple that, I reckon.
19 shots to 9, 35. Yeah, anything between 70 and 90 points it'll be.
We know that West Coast fall away, like in their game, most of their games against the good sides. Don't worry about last week, Essendon. But
away from home too, remember?
Hawthorn need a big win. Not for anything, just for them, This
is going to be a massive easy kill for Hawthorn.
I think so. So we won't be covering this silly game.
No, we're not going to be covering it, but we will perhaps give the score.
We'll give the score in the preview tomorrow, just so if you want to know the score, look away. But anyway.
Jeez, that's an old one.
No, it is. Actually, no, you know what? We'll put the score in at the end of the game. We'll have to. What are we going to cover?
Yeah, you're right.
100-point loss.
Yeah, I know.
We'll just put the score in.
It'll be the same thing. Harley Reid wanted to fight.
Yeah, same old story.
There you have it, our review of round 7 in the books. Let us know what you thought of the round, and we'll see you on the next one.